Hey guys, and welcome back, or welcome to my channel, and welcome to this video. And in this video I want to talk about the fear of failure and perfectionism and how they're linked, and yeah, how the fear of failure is basically the root of perfectionism. And I don't know about you, but maybe you have been in a situation where you wanted to get everything just right, you wanted to get the presentation perfect, you wanted to get everything sorted before you even started. And that's at the root of so many procrastinations of people, where you're trying to get everything just perfect before you start, but then you actually never end up doing the thing. And it's hurting us because we're just procrastinating and basically not taking action because we're just sabotaging ourselves, right? Yeah, it's very interesting. I came to that concept through an audiobook from Mel Robbins, and she was basically talking about how that perfectionism is really rooted in that fear of failure, and in fact sometimes even fear of success, right? So sometimes we are as much or even more afraid of succeeding than we are afraid of failing. But in the end, it always comes down to this: if you're trying to get everything just right, not only are you in a constant limbo of anxiety, constant feelings of stress and emotions that are very agitating, but also you're not letting room to have things just naturally and organically evolve, right? If you're so persistent in trying to get this perfect scenario how you have it in your head, it's like having blinders, right? You're not really letting anything that is outside of that come into your experience, and that can be very limiting too. And that sometimes, if that's like in the professional world, let's say you want this specific job that you're totally geared towards, but you're not actually letting anything else happen that might be a better fit, right? And that's obviously in all areas of our life that applies the same way. So what can we do to not have that fear of failure stop us from doing things, right? First of all, as it is with most things, it's awareness, right? So it's important to recognize that, hey, I'm actually a little perfectionist right now, or I'm very afraid of making a mistake here. And just by being aware of that, that's already the first step. That's already helping you to address it and then take away some of that power that fear has over you, right? And then we can challenge that fear by looking at it from an objective point of view and see if it actually has validity. Is there actually some truth to that? Because a lot of the time we sabotage ourselves and make ourselves feel something that is actually, there is no merit to it. And then it's always important to take imperfect action, right? Imperfect action will beat perfect action every day of the week, because it's way more likely to happen in the first place, right? And it's also always good to celebrate every single step of the way, celebrate the small wins, appreciate the things that happen to you, the things that you are creating. Always appreciate that. Then I don't know if you've ever heard it, but there's also power in good enough. The concept of getting it just good enough rather than trying to be perfect. And I think it's it's a beautiful substitute. So instead of looking at something to try to make it perfect, let's try to make it good enough. And I mean, the Pareto principle that you've probably heard of before as well, that 80% of the results stem from 20% of the action being taken. Yeah, and that applies here too. So focus on that. And then another pointer I can give is that often perfectionism is linked to results, not so much processes. What do I mean with that? So we're not trying to do the right things. We're trying to get the perfect score. We're trying to get the perfect job. We're trying to get the perfect presentation. It's not so much, okay, I'm trying to be perfect in applying for 200 jobs. That's not so much where perfectionism happens. And that's why I think it's really powerful to focus in general, not just for this, but it helps with perfectionism as well, is to change the focus from results to processes and systems, right? Actions being taken rather than the results. So that's why it's more important to focus on, okay, what am I doing rather than what am I getting back for the actions, which then also comes into play when we're talking about expectations. It will actually lower the expectations of expectations. Yeah, so you would actually expect not as often or less likely something back for your actions. When you focus on your actions and the intentions behind that, doing everything right there, and as I said earlier, good enough, not perfect, then you're less likely to actually expect something back for it, a certain thing, and then you're not setting yourself up for disappointment or even failure, if you want to call it that, because that's not what you focused on. You focused on the process. So these are a couple pointers that I can give you when it comes to the fear of failure. And again, as it is with so many things, just embrace mistakes, embrace life, let yourself just explore life and be gentle with yourself. I mean, most of us are way too hard on ourselves, right? So just be gentle on yourself. Just let things happen. Still put your best effort into things, have the right intentions, but let life play out, right? The how, let that be sorted out by the universe. And with that, I will end this video. I hope you enjoyed this. Please share if you have any examples of yourself when it comes to fear of failure or overcoming that. And otherwise, I wish you a wonderful day. See you next time.